同埋佢而家個個都大個個啦，所以你用嘅咁方便放喺個台，你一日炒好啦。係啊，
When you go down, so look over your left shoulder. It was all it was pretty bad. It was contract. I had a lot of work.
唔係日日包唔驚嘅，唔係佢都唔係透明，透明嘅。我唔知佢啲人我知就係啲炸又可以一次。
Нет?
幾開心啊！嗰時開晒啦，嗰時
The best view.
ওই সময় করলে ভালো হবে যখন নিচে নামবে
করবো পুরোটাই করবো ওঠা নামা কিছু
There wasn't earlier.
Coming in. Coming in. Okay, just stand clear of those doors. They're closing. Stand clear.
বসার অবস্থা আছে বসবেন নাকি ওই
বসে
সিস্টেমে করছে গ্যালারির মতন করছে পিছের জনরা কিন্তু আবার উঁচুতে একটু
উঁচুতে হ্যাঁ উঁচুতে গ্যালারির মতো করছে
গ্যালারির মতন করছে
এবং দেখো অ্যাকোমোডেশন অনেক এইখানে
All right, everyone, welcome aboard the Scenic Cableway. My name's Dan. Nice to see you all on this beautiful day. Let's go for a spin.
Wow.
Now we're going to go through these towers here and down we go. Okay, so we leave this up. The measurement is 220 meters.
Hey, my cookie.
We're about off we go. Beautiful Jamison Valley out there, everyone. On the inside here, on the right-hand side, you'll see this gorgeous escarpment, 220 metres of sediment sandstone as we head down. And if you scan out, right out in the middle there, we have Mount Solitary, big flat top plateau out there, bigger than Uluru. It's about 6 kilometres away from us out there. Mount Solitary, popular hiking spot as well, if anyone's into that. It's about 6 hours to get to the top. A lot of people stay up there, camp as a camping spot, watching the sunrise in the morning, and off they go. Straight across, we have the Three Sisters, beautiful Three Sisters over there. And as we head down, if you look to where we came from to the right-hand side, you get a really nice view of Katoomba Falls up the back right-hand side of the valley. Skyway cables are up there, and that is Orphan Rock that you see there. So, Katoomba Falls will start coming into view now if you want to have a look up the back here. And we've got our Scenic Railway bottom station down here. Anyone interested as well? On our 30-minute, we have the Dinosaur Valley going on as well. So have a look at that. We have all our dinosaur exhibitions set up down there. And you can talk to some of the rangers down there, get a lot of information, interactive. Have a look. So just heading in. There's a nice, easy, direct 10-minute walk around to the Scenic Railway where you can catch that back up. That's by turning right. Turning left wraps you around the station. You can get on the Dino Walk on this end of it, or you can go on that 10-minute walk and join at that far end by going down the big stairs. So it's up to you. You can do it so you can incorporate coming back up on the railway if you want by going left and going around the station and starting there.
কিভাবে করছে লাইনটা
অনেক আছে হ্যাঁ
Okay, a few little fun.
This is actually So we might just stop inside. Have a look up there.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Look at the sediment.
Okay, guys. So if you want to just come through, you can get a nice view of the cliff there, just through the ferns. So, so we're in the area we're in now is different to the. I spoke a lot about the eucalyptus forest, but we're actually in an area which is different. It's not eucalyptus forest. It's what we call a cool temperate rainforest. And the reason it's out here is it's still an ancient remnant of when Australia was part of the southern continent of Gondwana, when everything was a lot lusher and wetter, and so you had more rainforest. Australia is now covered with eucalyptus forest because Australia dried out over time, and the eucalyptus is the best tree that copes with that. But here you can see, because of this big cliff that protects this area from the westerly winds that blow from the hot inland area of Australia, and also provide a bit of shade and shelter, you have this pocket of rainforest which is left, and it goes right back 140 million years, the species, to the Jurassic period, and that's why they put dinosaurs and things in here to match it up. But you can see the beautiful layers of the cliff. Lots of horizontal layers. In the sandstone, in between the layers of sandstone, you get a softer stone, like a clay stone, and the water will move through that, and that causes the erosion. So here, what's happened 12 years ago was a big landslip. A bit of the cliff broke off and came rumbling through here, all these rocks that you see. And that's basically the story of the formation of the mountains in miniature, just that long periods of, erosion by water, collapse of the cliff. This is 12 years ago, you have 1 million and 10 million, 20, 40 million years creates those epic valleys that you see, when we're at the last lookout. In terms of the rainforest, when the cliff, all this rubble landslide came through, it destroys the canopy or the roof of the rainforest and lets the light through, and that's why this is very green. Normally, what will happen, look down in the forest as we came down the Cableway, it sort of almost looks like broccoli. And that's this 5-leaf water vine. It's a native vine, it grows through. And so when you see these big, so you can see some of the big vines twisting around that tree over there. You can always imagine Tarzan, the Tarzan movies, swinging through the jungle, like Johnny Weissmuller, I'm old enough to watch Tarzan movies. 8-year-old boy sitting in front of the black and white television, watching Tarzan swing through the jungle. But you can imagine him almost going on the vines there. So it's it's a beautiful. In terms of the animals, we'll keep an eye out for a little bird called a lyrebird. So the lyrebird, the blue one, it's bluey grey. Yeah, it's about bigger than a chicken, smaller than a peacock, big fluffy.
It's right there. It just walked away that way. The blue one. It's like a long one.
Yeah.
Yep. It
Oh,
just
that's
walked.
what you saw.
Yeah, I thought it's a peacock.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I didn't realise it was there. So
Yeah.
is it still there?
Yeah, it just went that way, up.
Up the bay.
What?
Oh, it's a bird called a lyrebird. Sorry, there we go.
This is a live bird.
Live bird? We'll keep an eye for it. Sometimes the lyrebirds are around, but the lyrebird is an incredible bird because it makes the bird calls of every other bird in the forest. There's been 20 different bird calls. It can't fly, but it can scoot around. So it's and they've even filmed the lyrebird making every sound that it hears, even the noise of a camera, the noise of a chainsaw. Amazing. I'll show you the little video.
Why they are called lyrebird?
Lyrebird, it's actually Lyre. It's the shape of a Greek harp. So when they put their feathers out, it's like a harp shape. Not lyre because they tell lies.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go and have a look. we'll just walk slowly, and then we'll meet it where the coal mine is. So you can't miss it. You'll see the coal mine. So just take your time. We'll walk up nice and slowly. Have a look at the vines, the tree ferns, and then we'll just look at the coal mine.
So they have a waterfall there. So we went all the way up to see the waterfall, and it's nothing there. And we asked them, and they're like, "Oh, they turned the water off."
Oh, look at this. This is a coal mine.
This is one of the original.
This is the mine.
Oh, this is a coal mine. Katoomba.
Okay guys, so if you want to have a good look at the coal mine, so you can see they've kept it open in here. This is what they're after the coal. So
Truck is not
basically,
Mom, the old
with the pen, they can see the coal, so the coal's exposed, and they just get a pick, a shovel, they just start picking away, and then in they went. And so you can imagine how terrifying that is to go in there to mine coal. So
no, Scenic Railway on there.
there's as many as 40 different mines along here. They just basically go to the edge of the cliff, see the exposed coal. You'll see where you can see the coal right at the edge of the cliff. So they just pick away the coal, in they went until the mine collapsed or people start, they couldn't get any further. You can imagine how terrifying it is to go in there. Like that's now got metal supports, but they weren't there in 1878, that's for sure. You know the story of the canary in the coal mine? I'm sure you've heard it. That's exactly what happened. So they took the little canary into the mine, and if the canary died, then they knew they had to get out. Not enough air or toxic air. And so that's the poor canary. It's a phrase that's used a lot, but that's where it comes from. They took them in here, and then if it died, they got out. So what they did, there was a lot of young boys being sent into the coal mines. The perfect coal miner was short. So that statue there is your typical coal miner. Nice and short. You don't want to be long and lanky because you have to go into there. A lot of the coal miners that came to Australia from Britain, so Yorkshire, Wales, they basically camp in the valley, then come out during the day and pick away at coal, load it onto the tray. So there's the tray, they loaded it on, and then the pony, where the statue of the pony would take it along and put it on the railway, and that was originally what the railway. So we'll catch the railway, the modern version of the railway, but that's originally what it was for. So look, coal mining is a very important part of Australia. Australia has abundant supplies of cheap coal, and Australia's energy system was built around coal-fired power. So even now, even though there's a transition is happening away from fossil fuels, still 65% of Australia's energy still comes from burning coal. And even though Australia has emission reductions targets and is trying to manage that transition away from fossil fuels, Australia still exports a lot of coal. $55 billion worth of coal. The two biggest markets are India and China. The really big coal mines around the country, there's one to the west of where we are in Lithgow, not too far from where we are, to the north of Sydney in the Hunter Valley, to the south of Sydney in Wollongong. Coal. Australia does more than a little bit of cheating, it's fair to say, on its emission reductions targets, because if we burn coal for electricity, we count that in our emissions, but if we export coal, we don't count it because we're not burning it, someone else is burning it. So, but it's a, that managing that transition. I mean, I'm sure you understand, that you might look at the debate. There's a lot of coal mining communities that really need coal, but and the exports, but so it's hard to sort of shut it down.
Sorry. 출발해야 될 건 맞고 인구가 없어요. 서양 사람들은 너하고 나하고 둘만 사람이라서 보니까 자식을 제대로 손해를 내기가 없다 보니까 이렇게 인구가 점점 증가가 되지 않고 상대를 만들어지게 돼요. 받은 마 해지를 하고 진짜 말라 이거 진짜 해지를 하고 다 그랬잖아.
Heel veel Engelse tv en dan had je vaak 2 keer Dus dat kan een hele mooie naam. Ja, dan heb je zelfs ons Nederland proberen. Gaat niet. En je gaat je kind geen varen.
Nou, dan meer die namen dat je denkt van ja.
Should I go take a look what's down there?
This is a ventilation funnel. Look in here.
See it.
No, it's okay.
Oh wow, nice. Lovely, the four sister. Wow. Wow.
সিস্টার বলছে বললো থ্রি সিস্টার
ওই যে তিনটা দেখা যায় না
ওই যে তিনটা
হ্যাঁ ওই যে তিনটা আপনার
হ্যাঁ বুঝতে পারছি
চূড়া
জোড়া জোড়া হ্যাঁ
ওইটা হচ্ছে
Die vond ik wel helpen voor het plakboek. Wie dan?
Guinness World Book of Records, 52 degrees. So the steepest that we're going to go in slope is 52 degrees, which makes it the steepest in the world. So as I said, great Swiss engineering. The original, one of the earliest versions, some of you might have seen one of the earliest versions of the rail car. But when we go to the top, if you look across, you'll see one of the very first versions of the rail cart, really basic. No coverings, just a few handrails. Yeah, really very rudimentary. When we go to the top, we might just move straight through rather than hang around in the souvenir area. Just with time, because there seems to be a lot of people around the school holidays, we'll walk straight to where the Skyway is, and the Skyway will take us across. So when we go to the top, keep an eye on me. We'll go straight to the Skyway. I'll get you onto the Skyway. So it's about just in front of where we get off. So there's some great stories around this railway. The railway's still owned, the whole of Scenic World, all of these things, still a family-owned business. So the current owner, Angela Hammond, her grandfather, so she's the third generation of Hammonds that own Scenic World. The original founder was Harry Hammond. He drove coal trucks at the top, and he took away the coal, and then he realised more and more people were coming because they'd heard about this steep railway and they wanted to experience the steep railway. So increasingly, instead of carrying coal, they were carrying people. And there's a great story too, Harry Hammond tells. The real clincher for the idea was in the second half of World War II, there was a lot of American servicemen based in Sydney and Brisbane. They had quite an impact on Sydney and Brisbane, the American servicemen. But they came up in large numbers because they wanted to ride the steep railway, and Harry Hammond thought, okay, we're going to turn this into a tourist facility, which he did.
So it's coming.
Blue Mountain used to be a platform.
Yeah. So
And all this
yeah, so
collapsed.
all of this been carved out by water. So over tens of years. So if you imagine the top there, the top there, middle, so it hasn't quite like a volcano.
অনেক মানুষ নেই তো
রোলার কোস্টার মতো
জাস্ট লাইক দিস
Okay, guys, so enjoy the trip. Let me head off. I'll just walk you through to the start of the Skyway. Oh, yeah. Hopefully, guys.
Alrighty, welcome aboard. If you do not have a ticket, do not have a wristband, make yourself known at the back of the train. It is a full price ticket, $59 for all three of our rides.
Okay, Sophie.
I'll jump in. I won't scream.
Again.
So this can go back or it can go forward. How many degrees?
কিভাবে বানাইছে এটা
Alrighty, welcome back to Scenic World. When the train comes to a stop, it will be opening on our left-hand side. Head upstairs to scan your wristband to
standing
level
up.
1.
Oh, I am fighting.
On the right today. We'll do you can find out that day. And level 3 for the restaurant.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, one.
Johnny, the best.
Great.
Quick things about your Skyway ride today. As you can see, the Skyway is now making its way back across the valley towards the main building, and in just a few short minutes, a whole group of our lovely guests are going to exit through these gates here. When that happens, this gate in front of you will open up, allowing you all to board the ride. When that does happen, please make your way directly to the back of the ride to allow room for everyone to fit on. When you're on the ride, to your right-hand side, you will have a lovely view of the Three Sisters. To your left, the Katoomba Falls, with a glass floor in the middle, so there are no bad spots to be on the ride. You will be asked to hop off at the other side, but there are plenty of short walks for you to enjoy over there. Enjoy the ride, and we look forward to seeing you back here again soon. Thank you.
You go like this, so it's not like this, it's going
Hey guys, welcome back. Some of you guys can get out through this way as
So how you feel? This way.
চলো বামে যান ভাই। হ্যাঁ বামে যান, ঠিক আছে। আমরা যে ইয়েতে গেছিলাম হংকংয়ে, ওইটার আবার নিচটা ক্লাস আছে।
তুমি হংকং গেছিলে আমাদের সাথে না, পরে গেছো?
আমি আগে গেছি 2017-তে।
না আমরা তো আরো আগে, আমরা 2012-তে।
আমি 17 বা 18-তে। আমার ছোট ভাই তখন ক্যাথে প্যাসিফিকে জব করতো।
Stunning day so far. The first thing that we're going to look at, it's underneath our feet. It's the glass floor center of the cabin. It's going to go clear. So have a look down now. 3, 2, 1. Completely clear just there. That's kind of cool. It's going to remain like that for the duration of the ride. Gather around and have a look. The boss spent heaps of money on it, so he may as well use it. And looking out on the right-hand side, 6 kilometres away from us, big flat top mountain. That big rocker out there, that's Mount Solitary. All the bush in between us and it is the Jamison Valley. You'll also find on the front right-hand side of the cabin, feel free to move around if you can't see it, the 3 sisters. So 3 sisters are at the front right-hand side of the cabin. If you haven't been introduced to the girls yet, their names left to right include Menai, Wumala and Gunny too. So they're just some of the names given by some of the local indigenous peoples here. Now as we continue to look out that right-hand side, we've got a sheer, just look at this enormous area laid out before us. Absolutely unreal. But the cool thing is that everything we can see right now on that right-hand side is less than 2% of the Greater Blue Mountains National Park. So the Greater Blue Mountains National Park makes up 10,300 square kilometres. The same size as the entire country of Lebanon. It's 4 times the size of Hong Kong, and it's twice as large as America's Grand Canyon National Park. So it's absolutely massive. The cool part is it only makes up 1/700th of the complete land mass of Australia, just showing how huge Australia is. And then looking on the left-hand side, we've got a big wet slippery thing. You've got the waterfall just there. That's Katoomba Falls. We're going to speak about Katoomba Falls on the way back to Scenic World. But what you guys can do, you can go and walk there. You can see some little ant people down there. You can be one of those ant people heading on down there, taking 7 minutes to walk there. 7 minutes to walk back. It's quick, it's painless, it's easy. You're not bush bashing, you're on a concrete path. It's unreal. It's the thing to do on the Eastside Station.